encourage farmers to adopt those crop diversification strategies so as to increase the crop yields back to smaller area sizes. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. I think, I don't know whether we'll fit here, but I expect I can see it briefly, but we are quite a number because it has been continuous from morning. Ekunda, you should be here. I said you don't go back because we are expecting questions this front row. We are expecting Alan. I don't know whether Gideon was online, whether we have a question, but he needs to listen. We also need Pauline. Yeah, Pauline is already here. We have Move. We have Iredi, Dave, yeah, you were here, and that one was missing. Then Muraki. We have Moses Njero, for that matter, please. And then the other, we have Professor Nduru, of course, his presentation on nature-based solutions. And of course, Denny. So we are going to be very brief. If you have a question, ask 3 questions. Let us know them, then we answer them as we started. Any question we start from the morning. Remember, you could also be presenting, but you may be having a question. So let us start from the morning before the presenters. Anyone who has a question for Duko, he answered. Anyone? Any question for Alan? Any question for Alan? Any question for Gideon? He was online. Any question? Yes? You had that? Yes?
I have a question, but I don't know your name.
It was about what? We will know from the title.
Chewing gum.
Yeah, he's here. the forest king, yeah? He's here. So you can also rapporteuring and yes. So more there's a question. Yes,
Yes, yesterday during the opening session, and the statement was saying that the research that we are doing should not just be for ourselves. The research that is doing is incredible in terms of that we mentioned we can even have IP, intellectual property rights protection within what he's doing. And I wanted to understand whether he has any plan for that. Number 2 is, of course, when you present like this and anybody is interested in picking and running away with that information, especially for foreign countries, they can easily do that. I am asking whether you have plans for any protection, what is your future research in regard to that plan. Number 3, I also wanted to find out the local name so that I can also go and find out where it is so that I start chewing, because you said it has very many benefits.
Thank you, yes. Thank you. I hope Dr. Mobe, you quoted those. Very interesting. From more that we have anyone on Moraki. Moraki presented something of soil nematode community. Moraki none. Then we have anything on Moses Njero. She presented for Dr. Moses on determinants of adoption of drought mitigation strategies among households in Tarakanidi. None. Any question from our BBC, that is nature-based solutions for biodiversity? Any question? Yes?
Thank you. Mine is just to inquire about the long-term effects of this nature-based. I can cite an example of Kalingo where nature used to have this, but it became also to have such in mind the long-term effects. Then also on the agroforestry. Do you think what should we go for? Is it years or also I can cite the example of eucalyptus. Planting eucalyptus, there's nothing that goes below it. It actually needs everything. So my question is, do we go for years or what is your solution?
Yeah, I hope you are sorted. Any question for Lee Micheni, the last presenter, Dr. Yes, please ask. Let us start with you and then Sadra.
It's about land. land discussions are a very political issue. I don't know how we can make policies and move politics out of it. Like when we talk about land, it's touching the presidents, the former presidents, and the like. How can we make policies and on land, and so that we make it not be a political issue as it is? Problem
thrash it, and therefore there is something. And what we're saying here is, what can we do to remove what we call it? There is something impunity. That's it. What can we do to remove impunity from politics? In the when can you keep messes up? He comes and invades your plot. Still he goes scot-free. What has he done? He has given an example to others that I can now attack Maina and they take his plot and remain there. Squatters have also learned that skill. They come there and they stay there. They can also gang up against you. They get, you know, once we allow these kind of misbehavior, then we have a problem. It is the practice of bad politics. But we cannot do without good politics. We must, because look into Germany, look into Israel itself, look into China and other countries. They have good politics on land. Their land policies have been put in place, and everybody must stick to the agreed policy on how to share land resources. Once we have agreed, and everybody is doing what we have agreed, where is the problem? But we must agree. But in Kenya, we will have a document, but we keep the document aside and we hold one another's shut. That's where the problem is. And that is where our education system has failed us. We have actually lost our morals. A father will talk in public and release all crazy words against his other political opponents. Children are looking. We are teaching bad manners. Right. Yes, you're politicking, but that is not what politics is. We do a lot of politics. The university, what is Senate? Senators are representatives of departments in a parliament. It's actually a parliament of the university. That's where we make it. Let me save myself a hope of confidence that we can do good policies, like if we compare Kenya and Malaysia. Malaysia adopted their policies and stand with them. In Kenya, we change them so that we can advantage ourselves. We should stop mutilating what we have agreed to. Second thing, my friend there asked the impact of urbanization. That's good. This is also a need. There is need for a policy change in Kenya. The problem in Kenya is we don't have an organized land organizing policy. We allowed ourselves to imagine land is an infinite resource. So everybody can get land where he wants, and you can do what you want with. If we look into other countries in Europe, there was a kind of land reform, which told people, instead of everybody having a small piece everywhere, why don't we come together, share this urban environment, and we go up, because there is space. Then we leave that land for farming. That's what's happening in America. That's why they can grow land. Lots of food, because the land is what? Available. But with us here, we want to occupy. Kenya, you want your own banga and on your own compound. I want mine in my own compound. We need to realize this is our resource. Can we share it in a manner that it is advantageous to all of us, not for you to show up how big a house you can build, yet you live in one area. Why don't we come and go out? You have your corner there, a corner. Even social amenities and other infrastructure will be easier to supply when we are together. When we are very far, how do we give you electricity when we are 2 kilometers and we are low? These are issues. We need to have a national discussion and agree land reform policy that can put us in a manner that we leave agricultural land for food production. And we set where we can settle and be able to ensure we are sustainable. America and other countries are good examples. Go to Germany, you will go for kilometers without seeing, just seeing one small farmhouse here. But they have extensive land for. If you want to build a house, go and buy an apartment in the city and live in your space. But in Kenya, now kila mtu anajaa, so we are Kianza, that is a problem. And we need to get that reform. You know, I was answering another person. We are two in one.
Okay.
You have forgotten that.
All right.
Yes.
Brief.
Now let me come to
Now that
mine.
I'm studying,
The
be
imp-
brief.
Okay, let me
Please.
come to mine now, and I will be very brief. Much of it, much of the nature-based solutions, you wonder whether they are value because some of them have been invested. I want to say, from an ecological point of view, in fact, I disabuse this business of invasive species. I argue from being an ecologist. In the times of Charles Darwin, he states very categorically that in the world it is survival for the fittest. We are only talking about invasiveness today because we are dealing with these species from a human scale. But nature has a way of fighting and organizing and setting itself until there is a natural balance. Are we together? We are not allowing natural balance to take place. And that is why we are complaining this one is killing this and this is dying because of this. If we had geological scale in place, then the forests we found here, they are the innovations of all manner. Are we together? Even savannas and everything, they are all these until now they are well and adjusted because they are communities. There is what depends on the other in nature for it to survive. And if you just remove one, this is now human intervention. If you remove one, the others increase and they become a problem to themselves. But nature knew how to invent it. That's where the trouble is. But where we introduce a species from somewhere else, we need to have undertaken sufficient research. I did research on malaria. The trouble is that the Minister of Agriculture saw this crop working very well in Australia and decided to bring it over to our seminary business without much research. When it was brought in 1983, it was all of a sudden, for 10 years, it was everything. But then after that, it started, okay, research is required. This conference is about inspiring research and policy communication. I think that is okay. And the next one is whether which was the other? No, yellow rubber. Okay. Whether nature-based solutions are sustainable. In fact, there is nothing better in the semi-arid areas that is sustainable, like the nature-based solutions. Because once you realize gullies are forming, then you develop some kind of check-it-ups and you plant live then you are going to encourage biodiversity. And in the process, that biodiversity will attract other species. When you plant the trees in the side pits and all these check-it-ups, what will happen? You encourage vegetation to grow. That vegetation will attract birds and animals. Before you realize, they are also zinafanya mambo yao hapo, zina provide fertilizer. Miti inakuwa vizuri. In the process, you will have even more biodiversity. If it's not interfered by you, it's always sustainable.
Thank you, Prof. Let's clap for him. And we'll go back inside very short. If people are out for lunch, we'll have another session in 30-40 minutes. And some of us are involved. Besides that, we can wake up